Welcome to this tutorial, which is the second tutorial in our data structure series. In the first tutorial, we already talked about list, how to create a list, access elements in the list via its index, and various list methods. In this tutorial, we're going to be talking about list operations and performance consideration. The first list operation we're going to be looking at is list unpacking. This is also known as multiple assignments. This allows you assign multiple variables. This allows you assign multiple values to multiple variables in a single line. Let's see how this works. Let's say we have A, comma B, and comma C, and we have a list 1, 2, and 3. To unpack this list, you simply assign 1 to A, 2 to B, and 3 to C. This is a print A, print B, and print C. Do your shift and enter. As you can see, we have the results 1, 2, 3 for A, B, and C. Another example for list unpacking is, let's have the variable A, comma B, comma C. Let's add others. You use this mostly when you are performing operations in data analysis, when you are trying to handle your machine learning models. And let's call this others. Then let's create another list. In this list, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. What's going to happen here? A is going to take 1, B takes 2, C takes 3. Then all the other elements in this list will be assigned to others. Let's see how this works. We just simply do print A, print B, print C, then print others. Let's use our shift and enter. As you can see, our result, we have A for 1, B for 2, C for 3, and others hold the remaining elements. Another operation we're going to be performing in list is slicing a list. This is using combination of elements in a list to form another element within that list. How does this work? Let's say, for instance, we have this list, week underscore days, and it's carrying, let's give it 4 elements. Let's use string this time. Let's say MON for Monday in short form, Tuesday, then let's say Wednesday, then let's say Thursday. Then let's close this list. Now, remember in the first series, I already told you that once you want to count the position of your elements in a list, if you're counting from the left, you start from 0. That's Monday will take 0, Tuesday takes 2. If you are counting from the right, Tuesday takes -1, Wednesday takes -3 as you go down. That's how it works in Python. So let's say we want to get the first 2 elements. Now, Monday and Tuesday. You do week underscore days. You open a square bracket. You start from 0. Then you come down to, you add a semicolon and say come down to 2. Most times, the second element, which is supposed to be Wednesday, is not added. That's how Python works. Let's see how it works. do shift and enter, it gives you the value Monday and Tuesday. Say you want Wednesday in the list. If you want Wednesday in the list, what you simply do is week underscore day, open this bracket, 0 semicolon down to 3. That's down, you want the third index. Then you do your shift and enter. Sorry, I made a mistake. This is supposed to be days, not day. Let's rerun that. As you can see, we have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now, let's say we want to get from the second element down. This is the second element with 0, 1, 2. We want to get from the second 2 down. This is what you do. Week underscore days. You put 2 here. You put your semicolon down. Then you close the your square bracket. Then you do shift and enter. You get your Wednesday and Thursday. Let me also do another example. If you want to get the entire elements in the list, what you simply need to do is call the variable name for the list, week underscore days, open a square bracket, and just add your column here. Then do your shift and enter. As you can see, you've gotten all elements in the list. The next operation we'll be performing is modifying or changing elements in the list. Like I told you in the first series, this is one of the unique characteristic of a list. With a list, you can be able to change elements, you can delete elements, you can remove elements, which makes it mutable. That's the mutility character that the list carries. There is another data structure which is called tuple. With the tuple, you don't have the luxury to change or delete elements. Everything that is inside the tuple remains there. You cannot delete them, you cannot add or remove. So let's see an example of how you can change elements in a list. Let's say we have this list called cities. Let's say the first element we have here is Kobe. Let's say the second element is Catherine. Let's say our third element is Salford. And let's say our fourth element is London. Now, let's say that we have this list and we want to change, let's say we want to change the first two elements, which is Kobe and Catherine's. What we simply do is we'll call the name of the list, open a square bracket, 0, column, and 2. Remember, we always add the last value, though this will not be included. That's how we work in Python. I explained already. So what you just do under here is you do print. No, sorry. You assign the name of the elements you want to change Kobe and Catherine to. We want Kobe to take, let's say, Lagos. And we want Catherine to hold the value. Let's call this Sapele. Then let's close this. Then you can come down and do a print. Cities. Close this. Then do a shift and enter. As you can see, Kobe has been replaced with Lagos. Caterings have been replaced with Saple. Let's say we want to replace the third element in this list, counting from the right. This is -1, London, -2, Salford, -3, Caterings. I told you when you're counting from the right, you use the minus. That's how it works in Python. So what you do is you do cities, open your square bracket, add the index number, which is -3. Then let's change this to the name Kano. Then let's come under and do a print. Cities. Do a shift and enter. As you can see, the third element, oh, Kana, yeah, it's supposed to be Kano. Sorry, but it doesn't matter though. So you see, you now have Lagos. The third element, Caterings, from the right has been replaced with Kano. The third operation we'll be looking at is transversing a list. Transversing a list simply means looping through a list. I haven't covered loop yet. I'll cover it subsequently in my tutorial, but looping through a list is one of the very important factors you need to consider when checking list operations. So let's say this our list element, we want to loop through it. For you to do that, I'll use the for loop. You simply do for, you get another name, which is not the name of your variable. Let's say city. You do in cities, which is the name of a variable. Put column here, enter, then do a print, then print cities. What is this doing? You are telling this city, you are telling Python to go into this loop, which is into this list, which is holding Lagos, Kano, Salford, and London. You should go through each of the loop one after the other and assign all these elements to a new variable called city. You will see most of this when we start doing data analysis in the future, and sometimes when we go into machine learning. So if we do a shift, you see, it's instead of the routine row way of printing, it's printing them for you in a column to signify that this is printing with a for loop. Another operation you can also carry out in the list is the concatenation. What does concatenation mean? This is simply creating, not creating, this is simply merging two lists together. Let's say we have a list A equals to 1, 2, 3. We have another list B equals 4, 5, 6. All you need to do is create another variable C and just say A plus B. Then you come down and do print C. Do shift and enter. You see, list A and list B have been merged together. They've been concatenated. The last operation we'll be looking at is creating a nested list. This is creating a list within another list. Let's say, for instance, we have, let's do create a new list, call this num alpha. And we call this, let's say 1, 2, 3, comma. Then we'll create another list. Let's call this list A, B, and let's call this C. Let's close this second list, then close the third list. Now, if we come down here and let's say we want to get the third element in this list, from, as you can see, the third element in this list is, no, let's say the here 0 is the first element, 1 is the second element, 2 is the second element, no, 2 is the first element, 0 is, sorry, 1 is 0, 2 is 1, 3 is 2, and this particular list itself is the third element in this list. So let's say we want to get that particular element. So we'll do num underscore alpha. We'll choose the index. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. So let's say 3. Let's do shift and enter. As you can see, it gives us the result for this list because that's the third index. Now, you can also decide to get this an element inside this the inner list. Let's say we want to get B, for instance. All you need to do is num underscore alpha. We have 0, 1, 2. This is 3. So we'll do 3, which is the index of that list. Then if you want to get B, you come again here, you say 0, 1. So B is 1. Then you do shift and enter, you get B. What if you want to get 1 or 2? We've done this indexing before, but let's just check it again. 1 is 0, 2 is 1. You can just simply do num underscore alpha. If it's 2 you want to get, just add 1, do shift and enter, you get 2, which is in index 1. With this, I'll be rounding up this tutorial. In the next tutorial, I'll be talking about tuple, which is another data structure in Python, data science, and machine learning. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.